Hello again, everybody. Zack Attack is here with my TNA Impact Wrestling review for December 1st. I'm still going to use the fact it's December 1st, 2011. When it comes down to wrestling tonight, sucked if you were a wrestling fan tonight. Wrestling, only 4 matches tonight. 1 match in the first hour. The rest of the matches were during the second hour, so I thought stupid. There was no matches in the first hour but 1. It's kind of weird, but got some things set up for Final Resolution. But it's TNA. It's always hit or miss with them. So we kick it off with Sting coming out. Sting was out of Impact Zone for 1 week, and all hell broke loose with the 6-man tag last week. Turned into a war, which included Bobby Roode beating the shit out of AJ and Hardy last week. And Sting's like, Bobby, for an action, there's a reaction, and there's a consequence to everything. So Sting booked Bobby Roode in a 3-way match against Jeff and AJ for the main event of Impact Wrestling tonight. So that's how we began the show tonight, with Sting talking about that. And Karen Jarrett was a little mad at the Knockouts for what happened last week during the little lingerie match. So Karen decided to make them do what every hot girl wants to do. Hot girls car washing in bikinis. Some liked it, some objected, but they were forced to doing it and ended up being in a little fight in the parking lot with them spraying water all over. It's hot, sexy indeed. You don't see that in WWE, do you, boys? But on to Real Wrestling. A really first match of the night was a 3-team #1 contenders match for the TNA Tag Team titles. It was Devon and the Pope, D'Angelo De Niro, Ink, and Mexican America. Match was decent at best. You know, it was okay action here and there from all 3 teams. It kind of snowed a little bit. But Devon and Pope, they got the shot. They won the match tonight. That means they get a shot against Crimson and Matt Morgan at Final Resolution. See how Devon and Pope does, especially if Devon's sons get involved, because we've seen Devon's sons jump the guardrail, liking Pope a little more than Devon. So we'll see if the boys get involved in the situation. So there you go. We had a lot of segments tonight, not a lot of matches. Following the first match, we had segments involving Jeff Hardy and Jeff Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett talking to Sting about not interfering in the match against Jeff and AJ and Roode tonight. I'll get to that in a moment. And we also had immortal situations with Gunner trying to find Garrett Bischoff to attack him, which he didn't. And I'm going to Garrett's gym and beating the shit out of all the people training in the gym with Garrett. Maybe we'll see Garrett next week. We also saw Bully Ray talking to Bishop about trying to take care of the other immortal problem, Abyss. So we had Steiner bring some freaks. And the freaks, well, they got a rude awakening. Kind of a weird trip, because they came in thinking he was all sexy, and then you didn't see much from Abyss. You just saw the ladies coming out like, what is happening here? So we'll see what's that all about on next week's Impact. If necessary, that's probably what's going to happen with that. Also, James Storm announcing he will be at Impact next week to sign a contract to face Kurt Angle in Final Resolution, which I doubt may actually happen, because I don't think James is really cleared. So maybe he is, but we don't know it yet. See what happens then as well. Then finally, a second match. Second hour. We didn't get a whole second match in the first hour, so we had to wait to the second hour to get another match, which was a knockout street fight as Mickey James took on ODB. ODB met Karen in the parking lot when the girl knockouts were cleaning the cars. The 6 knockouts that participated in last week's tag were the ones that were sentenced to do that. And Karen's like, listen, ODB, you want to make an impact? Tonight you take on Mickey James. He's supposed #1 contender for Gail Kim's Knockouts title. if you do anything to Mickey, injure her, take her out, you shall be the #1 contender for the Knockouts title. And it'll be a street fight, so there you go. That's what happened. The fight was decent at best. At least they fought it out pretty well. Like I said, you don't see street fights and knockouts in WWE anymore, or Divas for that matter. And they really fought pretty well. Used weapons very well with the trash can and broom. In the end, Ricky James got the victory over ODB, probably to the dismay of Gail Kim and Karen Jarrett. That means Mickey James will still be able to face off against Gail Kim for the TNA Knockouts title at Final Resolution, which will happen this Sunday or next Sunday. I don't know the official date, but there you go with that situation. Then, our third match of the night. I didn't mention another segment. We also had Austin Aries coming out, talking about the X Division. About he's like the best thing in the division. Beat everybody. Everyone besides Kid Cash, that is. Apparently now Kid Cash will be the #1 contender for Austin Aries. So we found out a lot about Final Resolution tonight with the #1 contenders for tag titles being Devon and Pope. Funny how Mickey James will still be able to face off against Gail Kim for the title at pay-per-view as well. But Austin Aries is probably going to be taking on Austin Aries at Final Resolution. They're a little altercation. So we'll see what happens there. And another match was added. I'll get to that in a moment. So after that little situation, like I said, we finally had a third match, which was for the television championship. It was YBE taking on Y Van Dam for the television championship. After being the turkey last week, YBE got a huge victory, a fluke, I like to call it. Little interference. Eric Young came out, distracted referees. From that point on, until that point, the match was okay. We have a guy like Rob Van Dam who's really talented, very athletic. He got like facing off against a guy like YBE who's an asshole who can't wrestle for shit. It's going to be a sloppy match. And RVD did very well against YBE, made him look okay, despite the fact YBE is an idiot. So like you mentioned, Eric Young came out with this fire extinguisher show, distracting the referee with Bobby T. And all of a sudden, while referee distracted with Bobby T and Eric Young, RVD nailed the 5-star frog splash. However, Christopher Daniels, who's had a little problem with RVD as of late, especially during their match at the last TNA pay-per-view, Turning Point, came out, gave RVD the Angel's Wings. 1, 2, 3, RVE retains the television championship. There's a good and a bad about this. Good because I really don't think RVD should have won the TV title. It's down for where he is, Maybe, yeah, he should have won it because it would have given the TV title more dignity, but still. But the bad thing is, you let RVD lose to a guy like YBE. What the fuck, dude? WTF. RVD has been down a lot. After he lost the title, he's been on the downward spiral. He's been feuding with Jerry Lynn, and he's feuding with Daniels. And he had him lose to a guy like YBE tonight. Of all people. YBE beats RVD with a little help from friends. WTF, man. It's stupid. I know, yes, it would be good to see RVD big dignity to the TV title, but still, it's stupid. That not even RVD lost, he lost by YB cheating with people helping, which was stupid. So there you go. I smell maybe RVD Daniels at the next pay-per-view, but who knows. Then our main event of the night, three-way match, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, and Bobby Roode. Felt like a handicap match for a while, because AJ and Hardy were tumble teaming on Bobby Roode. The match was decent for a main event match on Impact. Very decent matchup, very good action from all three men, very fast-paced matchup. But mind games from Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode's strategy in this match was kind of a decent strategy. he kind of manipulated Hardy and AJ to believing that Hardy got hit in the head by AJ, and AJ ran into Hardy. And they fought a little bit. Finally, a three-way, not a handicap match. So AJ and Hardy beat each other up. And, of course, Wood would have came in to pick up the pieces. But then they all get it on again. And I like the spot when AJ was trying to springboard and Wood, as Hardy, ran into him, taking AJ down, and Wood taking down Hardy through the ropes. That was kind of a decent, funny spot, But speaking of people cheating, Bobby Roode did get a little help from his friends. Despite being warned by Sting about interfering, Jeff Jarrett interfered anyway. With referee distracted by AJ, Hardy was about to do the swanton on Roode. However, Jarrett from the crowd came out and attacked Hardy, tripped him up. Bobby Roode gets the victory over AJ and Hardy with a little help from Jarrett. But Sting said the winner of the night was consequence. Although Bobby Roode did not lose, he did suffer some consequences, getting his butt kicked by Hardy and AJ throughout the duration of the match. But Roode came out the victor. And Jeff Jarrett was about to get his consequences. Sting came out after the match, saying, Jarrett, what'd I tell you about interfering? There will be some consequences. So at turning point, Jeff, it'll be you and Jeff Hardy, part 4, because you had to wrestle him 3 times in a one match. So you have a steel cage match against Hardy, Jeff Jarrett. It'll be an escape match. Usually those matches are saved for like the X Division matches, like the escape the cage matches. But this escape the cage will be against Jeff Jarrett and Jeff Hardy, with stipulation involved. If Jeff Jarrett wins, his dream of getting Jeff Hardy out of TNA is achieved. But Jeff Jarrett's nightmare may come true if Hardy wins. If Hardy wins, Hardy gets the #1 contendership for the TNA World title. And let me say this. If Hardy wins against Jarrett, which is probably going to happen because, 1, there's no way Jeff Jarrett is going to win to have Hardy go out of TNA. And if Hardy goes out, he'll be back soon enough. And 2, because Sting will be adding another stipulation, handcuffing himself to Karen Jarrett. So Karen Jarrett won't get involved. But also, let me say this. If Hardy wins, that means probably Roode will retain over AJ. Because there's no way AJ is going to face up against Hardy. But who knows? Maybe that could happen as well. But we'll see what happens at final resolution with Hardy and Jarrett. I say Hardy will win. Because like I said, there's no way Hardy's going to leave TNA faster than when he came back. You know what I mean? So that's how we end Impact with Karen screaming like a fucking banshee bitch again. So, as it came down to wrestling, not a lot today. I think everyone will agree with me that Wall was a tad bit better than Impact tonight. Simple. Wall was better. Way better than tonight's Impact. I think everyone would agree with me. But what do you guys think? Comment below and tell me what you think of tonight's Impact. Do you agree with me that this week's Wall's way better than Impact? Bar none, because TNA kind of sucks anyway sometimes. And thoughts on final resolution? And thoughts, like I said, overall thoughts on the show, comment below. Like this video. And subscribe to this channel. Then mind, been attack, fun review, Bob Zach. Thank you very much. See everybody later. Yeah.